Oh.
And now looking for the jungle pick potentially. You know, I was talking about the Zed, another mobile assassin will be the Kha'Zix. I think the only problem with the Kha'Zix is you would have to find Jinx isolated, not always easy to do.
Ivern. We like the Zed a bit more. So
yeah.
The Zed is going to come through, and that's going to make us feel a whole lot happier.
I think when you look at this composition, you know, there's a lot of utility offered by the mid jungle compared to last game where the Pantheon Taleo was just killing people across the board. This is a lot more what a Trundle and Annie offer for the team. Annie's got a ton of burst, ton of setup.
Oh, it's a Janna angle.
Trundle's got a ton of utility.
Melio
comes
right.
through. I mean, it's not the Lulu, but it's got decent peel.
A long face. Greyhounds kind of have the long face, right? Is there an Egyptian doggo?
You can't ask me. I've had cats all my life, you know, and when cats like and managed to evade the gank there, I think maybe would have just had to be in flash if they'd got there in time.
Oh, we've got a picture of the Pharaoh Hound as well, and I'm going to say that that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think I'm locked in on that.
Yeah.
Final answer.
As Kingin is going to try and stop Doran from just farming between the turrets. He's having a pretty good time doing that. Realizing that even he is not going to be safe. Does have the defense of his Maiden here as the goalie wall does come down. Lehens is still actually able to help Kingin out here as he does flash, but the stun is still going to come through. Still, this is a difficult dive. Already, that is like untreaded territory as Gumayusi trying to catch up to Kingin here, and Kingin is very dead. That is going to be a kill going over to Ona. Faker is also dead in the mid lane though, so that first blood will be answered immediately. Could be a weird trade though, as Guliwal going to trap Gumayusi momentarily, as Carrier once again going for the wraparound. Kingin's used to this one by now, but unfortunately doesn't have much of an answer. There is still an army of ghouls that are in position, and they're not going to quite finish this one off, as now Doran trying to keep himself alive, but he'll actually find the kill onto the Trundle. Even if he dies for this, it's still worth it, but he's surviving for so long. And there he is. Kingin is dead. Getting himself into position, finds a cheeky little stun, as we're going to see this from Doran's perspective.
I mean, it's just the counter-strike value so big. You know, they just can't do any damage to him when it's up. Goes for the burst onto Gideon there. And then just the extra resistances from the ult, able to kite it out. Faker comes out of cover. Now you're going to end up in a situation where Doran is really far ahead of Kingin, so...
Oh, there's the flash in, and the flash out is going to avoid everything.
Yeah. But,
the bear is going to come on through here, as Faker now has to fight Tibbers and Annie, and unfortunately he's going to lose that 2v1 when he probably shouldn't have been, as Super Mega Deathrock is going to get eaten there by Carrier. No door required, but Gideon in position. This is going to be a tough one. This is a massive wave. And so Gideon moving forward, tanking this one up as best he can. Gumayusi wanting to hunt him down though, and Chiu is going to be able to pick up the kill. Gets excited, gets out of the way. Carrier still trying to keep them interested here as the Realm Warp to come on forward, and now Chiu. Oh, the Flame Kick doesn't connect, and so Chiu is just going to die. Faker delivered that kill on a silver platter.
Carrier landing that Winter's Bite at the end to get the stun. I will say also, the fact that Faker ended up dead was really important, specifically because he would have been able to TP earlier otherwise. So if he'd been able to get his recall off and TP in, maybe that just goes way worse for Nongshim, but because he was unavailable.
Alex just kind of walked in and killed him. I guess Winter's Bite, that was the one that confirmed it. Yeah. As this turret is actually still going. Kind of crazy that it's on its last legs like this.
I think if the stun hadn't connected, at least would have brought more time. They'd have to commit more.
All right, everyone comes in. Gideon's in position, though, to play defense as the death mark comes down. Chiu is just dead, and you iterated this earlier on. It's going to be really difficult for Chiu to play the game if Owner is...
just dish out the damage.
We'll see whether he can. Of course, you do have a fair bit of range, but Carrier is just looking to walk towards Lehens. Going to find the angle here as Lehens is going to get stunned up, but still.
You know, if Lehens lands a Q while he goes in for the ult, that can be a big turning point in a fight, you know?
Super Mega Death Rocket does absolutely nothing. That could be problematic here, but the Winter's Bite will be avoided here by Ju, who's starting to do some damage, but look at this. Yeah, Deathmark, you're dead. And Owner is going to do it again. As Calyx is looking to try and catch Faker on the rotation, but who's catching who at this point in time? As he's got a dash cannon. That's kind of cute.
Oh!
And Faker just blasts him back. There is Gideon turning up, though. Calyx is able to walk this one out. The counter-strike to be used onto Tibbers as Kingin comes on over. There's the Glacial Fissure, and now the culling is just going to mow down the Maiden. In goes Doran. He's unable to finish off these kills as the kick does come back through, but they can't finish anyone off. No Nongshim are at least keeping themselves alive now, but the door goes up and T1 go out. Still, not enough to actually get the kills, but unfortunately for Nongshim, another flash now has to be invested by Jiu. Yeah. Well, Doran is like...
Kill him.
Yeah, this is the problem that I'm also getting to. Well, they're going to try it. They're going to give it their best. As the bear goes down, Doran does eat a fair bit of that CC, but he is going to die in the end.
Okay.
There he goes. Dash cannon to death here by the Annie. And now we've got the stand beside Braum. Jiu trying to keep himself alive as Ona gets there on top of the Jinx, but Emilio trying to keep Jiu alive. The culling just barely not able to connect in the barrier, keeping him alive, but somehow the Winter's Bite lands. And Lahens gets the kick back that little bit too late.
Is winning the game, but the actual goal is killing Jiu, and they're doing a very good job at that. Well, Gideon's looking.
Well, he's just going to walk into 3 people for now. Kingen trying to make his way over, but Gideon is just dead. And the question of what did he mean by this is on everyone's minds.
They're looking for a trap here, maybe. Braum, not the best target.
Well, instead they're going to walk towards Gumayusi. Never mind. The teleport's coming in from T1. Mega Flame Kick is going to push back Guma as they get a teleport for their troubles.
I do want you to notice they did do... I'd say that's maybe like, what, 7% of Carrier's health?
There we go. That's not nothing. As Carrier once again thrown down an ulti, is Gideon going to have to flash. Deathmark comes in, but Owner is trying to get out of there, and the turret shot is going to follow him. So that is a dead Zed alive for the next 28 seconds.
And that's the sort of punish we can see.
Gideon is not going to be alive for the next 28 seconds. He is in fact dead.
Brother, please.
For 34 seconds. And maybe Jiu is not, maybe that was a cast curse. Maybe that's my bad. As Lahens trying his best to keep Jiu alive. We're just not going to watch it though. We don't want to. And Calyx going to find Faker here, but
he doesn't really do that much damage.
Yeah. Realm Warp is still going to have to be invested here, as Faker does make his way over to Artican. Says hi. There as well. I wonder whether that one's a joke.
Oh, that's such a trap.
Yeah, Faker is going to find the Rune Prison. The culling is going to get eaten here by Gideon. Another great ult, but the Melio value is gigantic, and this time it's the Zed that goes down. And we do have an excited Jiu as well. The zap connects, and now Faker. Can he actually get the AoE? My God, the damage is disgusting, but Guma bites off more than he can chew. And in the meantime, the Yorick is in the bottom lane with the Maiden. And Nongshim are winning the fight.
Resets are there. Everything goes perfectly. Trundle's the fierce focus, and he just turns up a bit too tanky. They think they can finish off, but look at all the healing. And then he flashes away, dies to the last rocket. We see the momentum start to build up. Faker's so tanky, but the stun comes in. And then Guma sees his hero moment. Goes for the angle, but the shield to bury the flash.
And the piercing light didn't hit anyone because the flash out.
Yeah, and they
split immediately to make sure that they weren't hit. If that piercing light lands, maybe that's just a quadra kill right there.
And then Doran TP's in.
Yes, and oh my God, the Chemtech value is repugnant.
It actually is. By the way. Oh my God, so many TPs.
Yeah, everyone's teleporting everywhere. Tibbers even. Sorry, the Maiden. Tibbers is available, so Tibbers theoretically was coming as well.
And Artican both up on the top side.
All right, Carrier going to stand beside. I don't know whether he's exactly the engaged target. There is Doran. He'll find the counter strike, and all of them are dead. Yeah, T1 gave away their tempo vibes for a few seconds, but said no, give them back. And there they go. Nongshim just fall apart. I'm glad we had that moment though.
When in doubt, Doran. It's that simple. When in doubt, Doran. That stun was just magnificent. You know, the game got a little bit goofy, got a little bit messy. He just comes in and cleans up like that. And now Kingen and Lahens, I don't think he got it.
They certainly don't. Doran dives in yet again, and they're going to be able to take everything down. These Nexus turrets not going to be long for the world either. As Nongshim was the valiant effort, it was almost a comeback angle, and then it just wasn't. And at 26 minutes, T1 will take down the Nexus.